What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Big Time Football Talk. Jim Harbaugh did it. He finally did it. 0-5 against Ohio State coming into this meeting. And Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines took care of Ohio State by a score of 42-27. What a win. Just what a relief. And I mean, as a Michigan fan, this is just one of the highlights of being a Michigan football fan. I talked about so I'm 24 years old. I've seen Michigan beat Ohio State one time that I can remember. Obviously, they beat them, when I was younger. That was Lloyd Carr over John Cooper, and then Lloyd Carr beat Jim Tressel back in 2003, and they won in 2000 and then 97, and then I can't remember. I think there was maybe one more year in the 90, maybe 98 or 99. But point being is 2003. I was in kindergarten. I don't remember the game. Chris Perry had a great game. Braylon Edwards had a good game. They won that year. And then 2011, they won. Brady Hoke's first year at Michigan. They won 11-2, won the Sugar Bowl, showed a lot of promise, but, things kind of faltered in the next seasons that followed. But, over a Luke Fickell coach team that went 6-6, and they eventually moved on from Luke Fickell. Obviously brought in Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer tormented Michigan, going 7-0. His wins coming against Brady Hoke and Jim Harbaugh. But what a win. And I never thought in a million years, I thought that Michigan may beat Ohio State this weekend, and I thought that they might beat them in the future, but I never imagined Michigan bullying Ohio State for four quarters. I mean, you look at Ohio State, they kind of look demoralized towards the end of the game. Michigan was just running the ball so effectively in that game, just very impressive what they were able to do. Aiden Hutchinson, very dominant, and it was something great to see because Michigan had some great defensive players in the last few years. Chase Winovich, Rashawn Gary the one year. They had Devin Bush. Devin Bush got hurt late in the 2018 game. But, his coverage wasn't really the issue. It was just, too many of the crossing routes and just, the man coverage not getting home. But, it was just so impressive. And, as much of a Jim Harbaugh critic as I've been, this is a way to make amends for a lot of the faults of the past. But and it's kind of one of those arguments, is everything forgiven? I would say for the most part, I really do. But it's one of those things where I can't. I'd love to come up with an analogy for it, but it's one of those things where this is great, but I don't. I'm one of those people that I don't. I need to let go of the past more as far as if things in the past that happened that you're not proud of or you regret not doing. And I can't really let go of those last 5 years as much. The 2018 and the 2019 beatdowns really stand out. It was not fun to watch, and it's something that I'm one of those people that I can. This game means so much. I can remember those games like it happened yesterday, and I do not. I can't get out of my head just, what Justin Fields did to him, what Troy Smith did to him back in 2006. I still can remember watching that game at my grandma and grandparents' house and watching Troy Smith just shred, Michigan's defense that was all the talk this season. That's why, when Michigan was up 35-27 in this game, I was just saying with 4 minutes left, they scored the touchdown, but I was just saying run the clock out. Just run the clock out. Don't let them get the ball back. I've just seen Ohio State, Troy Smith, 2005, too many times, hang around. And you saw 2016. You saw what happens when you just don't put them away and you let them hang around. And, it was one of those things. Mike Valenti, if you listen to him on Detroit Sports Talk, said that, Michigan, things had to go their way one of these years, right? And that was something that I always thought about because a lot of these games have been closer than people think. Okay, everyone thinks 2000, everyone remembers 2018, 2019, myself included, as I just discussed. But people forget the 2016 game, Ohio State fans complaining this year if it was at Ohio State or if it was at Columbus, they would have won, which is, is fair to think, but that's not the case. 2016, if you want to play that game, then 2016, if it was Ann Arbor, Michigan likely wins that one. So that's kind of, that's kind of how things can work. The game alternates every season. So that's not really a fair complaint. And, the weather that's just, that's all excuses. If Ohio State's fans, want to talk about the weather, whatever. But the bottom line is Michigan controlled the line of scrimmage. They bullied Ohio State for, the whole game pretty much. And they did drills to, try to run the ball effectively. And that's, something they did. Hassan Haskins came through 5 touchdowns. It seems like a lot of the years Michigan's won. Like my dad talks about 95, Tim Biakavatuka just running all over the Ohio State defense. Michigan controlled the line of scrimmage. Chris Perry had a big game running the football. Michigan jumped to a big lead in 2003. And then in 2011, I can't remember the exact stats, but Denard had a good game, and he had some, very good runs in the game, and it really kept Ohio State, off balance in that game. That game, they won 40-34. Defense, kind of like this last game, didn't play necessarily great. Braxton Miller, I think, was a freshman, I believe, in 2011. He put up some points, and they still had Posey, the receiver. But, Michigan in that game controlled the line of scrimmage and kind of, did a lot of the dictating as far as the offensive side of the ball. So, yeah, it was just awesome to see Michigan finally get it done. Yeah, I was at work checking the game on Gamecast, and I just couldn't believe it. Just absolutely in shock. Almost passed out when I saw them take that 42-27 lead late in the game, and I still was just like, Ohio State still has a minute 19. I was like, they were. I was like, they really can't come back from this, can they? But yeah, sure enough, Michigan got that stop. Ohio State turned the ball over on downs on the 4th and long, and it was a victory formation. You saw the fans storm the field, and just a terrific scene in Ann Arbor as Jim Harbaugh gets his first win over Ohio State, goes to 1-5, and Michigan will play Iowa in the Big Ten championship and look to claim their first Big Ten title under Jim Harbaugh. Winning this game obviously would lead to a playoff appearance, the first one for the Wolverines since the playoff began back in the 2014-15 season. So great win for Jim Harbaugh. So excited for him, Michigan team, the Michigan fans, and hopefully everyone enjoys this one until we play Iowa, and then hopefully they get it done in Indianapolis. So thanks for tuning into this clip from Big Time Football Talk, guys. Make sure to stay tuned for more clips and episodes from the show. Till next time, peace.